What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Blazers Uprise Live here on a Thursday, December 20th, 2000. It's a Monday, December 20th. It's not a Is it really a Monday? I don't know, I'm tripping. It's a Monday, all right? And my mind is in Monday mode. I should have known. We got a little later stream today. We just published our power rankings. If you want to go check those out, feel free to. I will drop a link in the chat. And then we got picks against the spread. 6 games today. First game isn't until 4:30, so we got some time before those games tip off. That's why we were able to go live a little bit later. And then we'll discuss your trades for a little bit. Probably not going to be as long as some other Blazers Uprise live streams. We're probably going to go for about an hour, maybe a little bit less. And then we'll stream tomorrow. We'll discuss that game a little bit. Damian Lillard is questionable. We'll discuss, I don't know, we'll preview that game, I guess. And that is the show for today. Eric, how's your Monday been?
Oh, not too bad. Just kind of relaxing, actually, so...
Yeah, I've been working.
How about yours?
I've been working all morning, so it's a little different. It's a little flipped, switched there. I feel like, just worked for about 4 hours, put out the power rankings, got these graphics ready for picks against the spread. Then I'm gonna go work some more. It's a pretty busy Monday for me. Hope all of you are having a good Monday. Shout out to Krish for the thumbnail graphics. I just went to Krish's Twitter and tossed both these up here. Thought it made for a good-looking thumbnail, and I rushed it, so that was easy. Krish, I don't know, Krish took a lot of time on those, you can tell, so shout out to him with all the great stuff that he does. You can follow him at Krish Graphics on Twitter. Anyway, it's time for Picks Against the Spread. And we only had 4 games last Thursday, because today's a Monday. 4 games last Thursday. 2 people went 5-0. Well, I mean, it's not 2 people. It's 1 person, me, and then all of you guys, chat. You guys went 5-0. So, chat, we were looking good on Thursday. Jackson and Eric had a pretty good day as well. Went 4-1. Eric trying to get his way back up. Jackson's still in that top spot. You have Trevin going 3-2. Zach going 2-3. And then Reese and Krish, man. Tanking season for Krish. Krish is trying to get that number 1 overall draft pick. Anyway, those are the records. I'm gunning for Jackson, man. Since none of the mods could knock him off, I'm gunning for Jackson today. That is the goal. So I've been on a little bit of a roll, Eric.
And just to warn everyone, I have been trying for about 2 hours to keep up with all the protocols and injuries and stuff like that, but it's such a mess right now, and there's so many people questionable and not knowing whether they're out because of actually having to go through the 10-day protocols or if they're contact tracing or what. It's a mess. So I'm trying my best, but I don't know how accurate this is going to be.
Yeah, it's been a mess for the league. So, I mean, this is just basically the part of the season where everything is up in the air. I mean, honestly, toss caution to the wind with these. Here we go. We got game number 1 tipping off at 4:30. You got a battle of 2 500 teams, the 15-15 76ers against the 15-15 Boston Celtics. The Celtics are a 5-point home favorite. Eric, what are the protocols in this one?
I mean, Maxi's out for the Sixers, Korkmaz out, Simmons out, Niang out, Springer out, Milton, Drummond, and Green are all looking like they're going to be out as well. And Embiid is questionable last I saw. Let me just double check.
What's he questionable with? Is it something unrelated to protocol?
It's not protocols, yeah. I think it's hamstring or knee or something. All right, Embiid has just been listed in the starting lineup, and Green as well. They're starting Curry, Green, Thibault, Harris, and Embiid. Celtics are starting Smart, Schroeder, Brown, Tatum, and Freedom.
Just say Ennis. Just say Ennis.
I just read the tweet.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, there's the chat poll chat.
Yeah, it looks like Horford's out, Richardson's out, Grant Williams, Hernan Gomez,
Okay.
Bruno Fernando, Jabari Parker, all probably out of this one as well.
I'm gonna take the Sixers.
Okay.
I need to plug my phone in. Let me do that.
And yeah, it'll be interesting today because every home team is favored, some of them by a lot.
Yeah, there's some decent size spreads. One of which is surprising, but obviously with everything happening, nothing is shocking at this point. Let me pull up the stream chat on my phone.
Reese is taking the Celtics.
All right, Reese going Boston.
I'm also taking the Celtics.
Eric going Boston. Chris going Sixers. Jackson going with this is tough.
Always waiting on Jackson. Jeez.
What
is
Trevin go with? I mean, we're waiting on Trevin and Zach. Please tell me Zach's here.
I don't think he is.
You what?
I don't think he is.
Unfortunate. It's been a theme lately. What's up, Clutchison? Jackson goes Sixers. Trevin, waiting on him. Right now, you got 16 votes in chat. It's 56% Philadelphia, 44% rolling with Boston. Chat's gotten better about not just picking the favorite, so good for them.
I forgot I have Zach's number now, so I can text him.
Nice. I just heard a phone vibrate. Was that the reply?
No, it was just me turning it to vibrate.
You should call him and hold the phone up to the speaker, and then he can pick his teams out loud.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be funny.
Reese, Zach, and I went and saw Spider-Man on Saturday night. So.
Oh, I didn't know that. Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Taking care of the mods. I don't know what you want to do with Zach. Did he say he was going to be... I mean, since you're hanging out with him, did he say?
I mean, he knows that he's supposed to let us know if he's not going to be here. So
disappointing. Anyway, we'll get back to Zach. Chat pulling away for the Philadelphia 76ers at the end, so this could be a split vote if Zach goes with the Celtics. But... you know, in this one, I trust Joel Embiid to have his way against Ennis Freedom, so that's kind of what I'm counting on. In this one, let's move on to game number 2. You got 2 red graphics, because I don't have different colorways for these two teams. You got Houston heading into Chicago. Chicago's a 6.5-point favorite. What are the protocols?
Well, the Rockets are without Kevin Porter Jr. and Jalen Green, and the Bulls are without Levine, Alize Johnson, Ayodasumo, Pat Williams, Derek Jones, and let me see if there's anyone else added. They have Troy Brown Jr. listed as questionable. Matt Thomas also out. So
they got Ball, Caruso, DeRozan, Vucevic, Javonte Green, I assume. Obviously, that wasn't point guard to center. But that's what I assume is their starting 5. And then off the bench, I don't know who they have off the bench. Kobe White and... what's up, Alvaro? There's the chat poll. What's up, Danny? I'm gonna wait on this one.
I'm actually going to take the Rockets. I think this is going to be a letdown game for the Bulls.
Okay, Eric's going with Houston. It's not going to be easy to tell apart who has who. It's just going to be all red.
Reese has the Bulls.
Reese going with Chicago. Windy City, I am also going with Chicago. What's up, Gabriel? Jackson's also going with Chicago. Garrison Matthews, is he on the Rockets or the Bulls? He's on the Rockets.
On the Rockets, yep.
Yeah. They just signed him. Yeah. Chris is going with the Bulls.
Chris has been copying your picks.
You sure about that? Because he was 1-4 and I was 5-0.
That's true.
So, I mean, he was the one who would like double down against me and then lose. That was my first double down win. He went against me. Remember, I started 0-8. I'm 5-4 in double down since then, so that's good. Been able to claw my way back. We're waiting on Trevin, and then Zach is MIA. Zach has another like 25 minutes since the first game won't tip off till 4:40, so we'll just roll on without him. Trevin, you're taking forever to make your picks, man. Trevin's taking forever. I'm having deja vu right now. Right now, you got Chicago in the lead in the chat poll, 25 votes, 60% for the Bulls right now. With all the players out, Eric, I'm able to just type the full team names in the poll, you know, because I got so much time to type it.
Yeah.
You got Houston making a little bit of a comeback. Trevin's going with Chicago. And this might be an Eric Island, depending on if it's actually 30. It's 50-50 with 30 votes, so next vote decides it. Chat. Trying to go Houston? Are you trying to go Chicago? Whoever hasn't voted, you can decide this one for chat. All right, it's Houston. So I like that. Chat rarely goes against the grain, so I like this. I like this, Eric. They're siding with you. Anyway, shaking your head because you wanted an island, but now you have all of chat with you. That's a very crowded island. You got Memphis hosting OKC. Memphis is a 9.5-point favorite, coming off the second night of a back-to-back. Of course, they lost to the Portland Trailblazers yesterday. Eric, what are the protocols and injuries?
Well, OKC, believe it or not, has no one listed on their injury report, so good for them.
Amazing.
Memphis, Tyus Jones is now questionable after he played last night. I believe Brandon Clark, Zaire Williams, Sam Merrill, Santi Aldama all out still. But the surprising news is that it looks like Ja Morant is playing tonight.
Oh, so they're going to be worse.
Possibly.
Just kidding. They lose to the Portland Trailblazers, and then it's like, oh, we got to get Ja back now. Jackson Chris going OKC. I'm also going OKC.
I'm going to take Memphis.
All right. Eric's going the complete opposite of me today. This is going to be interesting.
Reese is going Thunder with you guys.
You really want an island, huh?
No, I don't really want an island. I pick based on what I think, not trying to get an island.
Chris, you're the last person I'd copy. Trust me.
Hey, guess who the last person in chat to vote is?
Oh, it's Trevin. Trevin, why is this? Trevin has to like plug it into his software and compute, and with all the guys missing, it takes a lot of time to make the computation. So since Trevin's a robot, Trevin's going Memphis with you, Eric.
All right.
And then chat. Let's see what this is. Chat also is looking like Memphis. They're not scared of a 9.5 point spread. Technically, Zach don't count. Zach ain't here. So, I don't know what's up with Zach. But anyway, Memphis gets about 61% of the vote for chat. So this could be a split vote depending on what Zach wants to do. Let's go to game number 4. You got Charlotte heading into Salt Lake City to play the Jazz. And Utah is favored by 12.5.
So for the Hornets, it looks like Cody Martin's in the medical protocols now, but they've actually got most of their guys back. And Gordon Hayward is doubtful with lower back discomfort.
So he just doesn't want to play in his old city.
Yeah, pretty much. For Utah, the only one listed on their injury report is Azubuike, so no one of note.
Wow.
So This is one of probably the most healthy game of the day.
What you going with, Eric?
Well, first of all, Reese is picking the Jazz. 12.5, jeez. Utah hasn't been playing that well. I think they have a bounce back game. I'm taking the Jazz.
Man, you really try and go opposite.
Who did you pick? Oh, you picked
Charlotte.
Hornet. I didn't even see who you picked yet. I was looking at the injuries. So.
Trevin's going Utah.
Thank you for voting fast.
Good job, Trevin. Proud of you. Now it's Chris's turn to hold everything up.
Jackson's Hornets with you. All right.
Chris is going Jazz as well. Jackson, we at the top. We the top 2 right now, man. So you can gain some ground. You need a game different? Nah, man. Actually, yeah, you do, because I need to catch you. Yeah, this is a problem. Have we picked all the same teams, Eric?
You and Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah, so far.
Dang. Jackson, stop making the right picks. Right now you got chat. Hornets solid lead. So I'm going to end chat poll.
The last game you said 61%, but it ended up being 53, so it was close to flipping.
No, I mean, whatever I say is what I see when I hit end poll, and it'll like randomly add votes or something. So this could be a split vote as well, depending on what Zach wants to do. Let's move on to game number 5. You got a battle of California teams. It's not the battle of LA, it's the battle of Northern Cali. You got Golden State hosting the Kings, and Golden State a whopping 13-point favorite.
Yeah, so Davion Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox are in the protocols. Haven't seen whether they have a chance of playing or not, but both are in there, so unlikely. Along with Marvin Bagley, Terrence Davis, and Rashawn Holmes is questionable. So a lot of stuff going on. Alex Len also in the safety protocols. So a lot of stuff happening for the Kings. As for the Warriors, they have Wiggins is now in the quarantine till December 29th, so he is out. Wiseman and Thompson are out, of course. Jordan Poole is in the medical protocols. Let me see if there's an update on him. He didn't play Friday, but there's no update on today. And then Otto Porter, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Iguodala all did not play in their last game.
What?
But I think it was just rest. Oh wait. This is on Iguodala's page. It says Andre Wiggins has entered NBA Salt and Safety Protocol.
Andre Wiggins.
So I thought maybe Iguodala did too, but yeah. I think they just all sat out since they had a back-to-back today. So I'm assuming Draymond, Steph, Otto Porter all going to play tonight.
It's still disgusting, dude. Like,
yeah.
So the Kings got Halliburton,
Healed,
Barnes,
I think.
Barnes. Who's their Metu's been starting at the 4, and then they got
Damian
Jones, who hit 2 threes last night.
They played last night too.
And Damian Jones is shooting threes now.
I'm gonna take the Warriors. I'm picking before you. Reese also took the Warriors, as did Trevin. Chris took the Kings.
So they got Steph, Draymond, and who? Otto Porter. So they're probably starting Steph.
Looney.
They're probably starting Steph, Damian Lee, or Toscano Anderson at the 2. Otto Porter Jr. at the 3.
They've been playing Toscano as like a big.
Yeah, I mean,
Jackson went Warriors.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Kings.
Okay. You and Chris.
Still have a lot of. I mean, the Kings still have Halliburton, Healed, Barnes, like 3 guys that can score, shoot the ball. Yeah, I think they'll keep it within 13.
All right.
Steph hasn't been shooting the best, so that's kind of the logic there. All right, Golden State for chat. So me and Chris together, I don't feel good about this. Game number 6. You got the Clippers hosting the Spurs. The Clippers are 4.5-point favorites.
Shit, 64. All right. So for the Spurs, looks like McDermott's going to play with a toothache. So props to him. Kawhi Leonard's out. Marcus Morris is out with COVID. Paul George is questionable. He's missed the last 5 games. So no one knows if he's going to play or not. Serge Ibaka also questionable, but he hasn't been playing that much.
Hartenstein is out.
Is he?
That's what Reese says, and Reese would know.
I don't see him listed here.
I mean, I trust that Reese keeps up with his favorite player in the league.
That's true. I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying I don't see it.
Anybody else for the Spurs?
For the Spurs,
you said McDermott and then started listing Clippers.
Yeah, Zach Collins obviously out, but he's the only one I see.
We don't even need to mention him until he's back. All right, there's the chat poll. I don't know. You never hear back from Zach?
Nope. Might have to let someone.
Yeah, I just hate having to do that.
I don't understand because we've made it very clear if you're going to miss.
Just send us your picks, yeah.
Reese did that earlier, and now it looks like he's here, so thank you.
He's here just to say heart and sign out. Trevin and Jackson are going with the Spurs.
I'm also going to go with the Spurs.
God, I don't like this. Is like Paul George leaning towards playing, or do you know?
This is questionable. He's missed the last 5 games, like I said.
Yeah, I mean, but they haven't been terrible without him, surprisingly. I need to look at something. Yeah, I'm gonna go Spurs. Chris is going Clips.
Reese went Clips as well.
Alright, and then Chat is going with the Spurs. So Chris, you're alone. Or Reese, you're alone with Chris. Chris really goes against the grain. Let me just... Okay, there's Spurs. Let me just... Okay. Okay, he's in the majority there. I mean, a lot of split votes today. These are kind of the picks so far. Me and Chris, and then Reese and Chris. And if Zach doesn't respond in the next 5 minutes, Eric, is that what you want to do?
What? Let someone else pick?
Let somebody else pick?
Yeah. How about this Carson?
Yeah, we can have Carson pick. I feel like that's one of the guys Zach would want, because Zach knows of him. Zach could trust him. Oh, GK sighting.
Sub GK.
It's good to see that GK is still alive, man. Rare GK sighting. All right. Let's do double downs, and then at the end of this, if Zach hasn't responded, then we will have Carson pick for him. Anyway, double downs. Let me just go back through the spreads one more time so you guys can easily select, and then let me know what Chat's was, Eric.
Chat was the Warriors.
Okay, I'm going to go with Philly. Chris is going Kings. Trevin apparently forgot double downs were a thing.
There's that.
His phone's been dead for 30 minutes, apparently. Alrighty. Carson is...
Hey, can you put the Warriors thing back up real quick? I wrote something wrong here. I just want to see where I made a mistake.
Everybody's Warriors except me and Chris.
Trying to figure out who... it was me. Okay. I was like reading off all the mods, like, no, I have his vote, but I didn't put mine. That's funny.
Alrighty, Zach, pick. I want these rapid fire. All right, I want these rapid fire. He's gonna have no idea what the injuries are. Embiid's playing. Enes Kanter's starting.
Brown and Tatum both playing.
Tyrese Maxey's playing. He's going Boston. Probably just to not split up this sea of green in the middle of this blue. Anyway, game number 2. You got Chicago versus Houston. Levine's out. Derrick Jones Jr.'s out. Kevin Porter Jr.'s out.
Jalen Green.
No, Jalen Green's out. Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr., Levine, Derek Jones Jr. I think that's pretty much all the notable players that are out. Yes, Enes Kanter, the same Enes Kanter that played for us. Double down. Oh, Trevin's listing is double down. I guess while Zach decides this, I'll put in Trevin's double down. Trevin's going with the Bulls. Chicago. All right. Zach, what you got? Rockets. Zach is going with Houston. So Eric, Zach, and Chat, all Rockets. Everybody else Bulls. Game number 3, Zach, you got John Morant's back tonight. Brandon Clark's out for the Grizz. Tyus Jones, you said was questionable, Eric?
Yeah.
And Zaire Williams is out. And then on the Thunder are healthy. Look at this memory.
Did Chris make a double down yet?
I'm not sure. Shout out to Coleman. I'm gonna butcher your last name probably. Shout out to Coleman Slice. That's a cool last name. I don't know how to say it, though. Appreciate Coleman with the $10 dono. Says, hey, Tori, been watching since True Blazer fan. Love y'all shid. Usually watch recording on the way home from work, but rarely catch a live. Go Rip City. Appreciate you, Coleman. It's always cool to hear people that... Or it's always cool to see people that tend to watch the recordings show up for a live stream once in a while. So appreciate the support and glad you enjoy what we do.
Yeah.
What do we... Yeah, slice.
Chris, I think, unless you were voting for that game, I think you said your double down was the Kings. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
Yes, I already put it in.
Okay.
Zach is going with the Thunder. So Chat, Trevin, Eric going with the Grizz. All right, game number 4. You got Jazz are healthy. Hornets are missing Gordon Hayward, and that's about it, right, Eric?
Whatever Martin twin they have, I think.
Yeah, a Martin twin, which I know you know so well, Zach, and Gordon Hayward.
He just dumps the Martin twins.
I know, man. Splits them up, dude. How could he? How dare he? What was Jackson's double down? Jackson said he put his,
Spurs.
but it's way up there. Jackson's going Spurs. I'll put it in while Zach decides that. Spurs for Jackson. Can we get all different double downs? That might be a first for the season. The next game, Golden State, Sacramento. Lots of injuries in that one.
What about Greg Trevin?
Oh yeah, there's 2 sets of Martin twins, huh?
Zach taking the
goes Jazz, and then we got Golden State hosting Sacramento. Jordan Poole is out. Most likely. Andrew Wiggins is out. Who else was out, Eric, that was notable for Golden State?
I don't know. Klay Thompson, Wiseman.
I mean, yeah, other than the usual candidates. Klay Thompson, Wiseman. For the Kings, De'Aaron Fox out. Davion Mitchell out.
Most likely.
Rashawn Holmes questionable.
Some of those weren't 100%, but yeah.
Alex Len questionable. Okay, Davion Mitchell and Tyrese Halliburton doubtful, I guess. I don't know. Zach goes Golden State. Cool. And then last game, the Clippers don't have Kawhi, of course. Hartenstein is out. Paul George is questionable, missed the last 5 games. Is there anybody else notable? Marcus Morris.
Marcus Morris out, yeah.
Yeah, Marcus Morris out. For the Spurs, Doug McDermott is going to tough it out tonight. Zach, Doug McDermott's going to tough it out with the toothache. So, tough guy, man. And then Zach Collins out. Of course, that is the final game. Carson said 3 out of his 5 picks would have been the same through the first 5 as Zach. Carson, you're going to have to let me know on Thursday what your record would have been.
Whatever it is, he'll say undefeated.
Yeah, and say that Zach shouldn't have even showed up. Anyway. Come on, Zach. Spurs. Spurs because McDermott's a tough guy. All right.
And who's your double down, Zach?
And then here we go with double downs. Eric, what's your double down?
Undecided.
You've had all this time.
Reese's Jazz. I don't know if you put that.
Nope.
You've
had all this time to decide your double down.
Well, since Zach can't have the same double down as me, I will choose the Grizzlies.
All right, Memphis. So everybody's rolling solo.
And Zach's going to ruin.
Zach's going to hitch his wagon to Reese's, man. Even though Reese has been struggling lately. All right. Zach and Reese tag teaming mods.
Rare lack.
Anyway, that's the double downs. That's picks against the spread. There are the standings. One quick last.
It's all good, Zach. We're just messing.
I mean, there's no rules deciding that you have to pick something, you know. So
yeah.
You can pick whatever you want. You can copy Eric for all I care. I don't know. Anyway, that's picks against the spread. That was disjointed. We got about like 20 minutes left in the stream now. So Dame is questionable with ab.
Nope.
I assume.
It's
something else.
It's a hamstring, I think. Thigh hamstring. Yeah.
I hope Dame is able to play. It would suck to lose momentum and lose to the Pelicans. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like we need to win this Pelicans game, man.
Right hamstring tightness is the official...
Tightness. I mean, here's the thing. Today, and then 2 days from now, we probably play the G League Nets, and then we have 3 days off. So... hopefully it's not that bad. Obviously, you don't want to throw him out there if he's at risk of like injuring it worse or anything like that. I just hope he can play. Got to take care of business against the Pelicans, and he has some rest days coming up. So, I honestly believe that this Pelicans game looks like it's more likely to be a tougher matchup than Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, just because Brooklyn has Kyrie in protocols. KD in protocols, James Harden in protocols. Isn't Aldridge in protocols? I think Aldridge is in protocols, and they got Joe Harris has been out. I don't know if he's in protocols too or if it's something else.
No, he's been out with an injury.
Yeah, so, you know, they brought... or no, that was... I think Brooklyn signed someone, right? I don't know. Every team signed someone, you know, and we haven't signed anybody. This is like free agency all over again. But, yeah, so... win the next 2 games, and we're sitting at 15 and 18, and it's not too bad, man. You know, it's not terrible, especially considering there's a lot of teams right around 500. So, you know, hopefully he's able to go. The other thing on tap, I don't think there's anything else. I don't know. We said we're going to discuss trades, but I don't have a plan. I don't have any, like, it's not like one of those structured streams like I did a couple episodes of Blazers Uprise Live ago where we looked at what if the Blazers hit the reset button. Mm-hmm. Or was that last episode? I don't know. I don't know. But just figured you guys want to talk trades because we didn't talk trades on the past couple of streams. So figured you guys wanted to get your fix and wanted to, I know you guys are trade addicts. So.
Oh yeah, they signed James Ennis.
Oh, I mean that's a solid.
That's a good
considering like the Celtics signed CJ Miles.
Yeah.
Like, considering some of the names, man. I saw something about, like, Andre Ingram, who's the president of, like, the G League Players Union or something. I don't know. And I saw the name Andre Ingram. I was like, wow, Andre Ingram's coming back, huh? We're going to get another dose of Andre Ingram.
Shout out to Auntie Joe, who says, my first live stream with y'all. I've seen a few recordings and love them. Much love from Dallas, Texas. Go Blazers.
Appreciate you.
Thanks,
appreciate
Joe.
You. We got some people watching. We got some recording watchers in here live. That's cool.
Would you rather have Valanciunas or Nurk? Asked Antonio.
I don't think it makes a difference, to be honest.
Yeah, not a huge difference. I think Nurkic
is a little better defensively. Valanciunas is a little better offensively.
Mm-hmm.
kind of a wash to me. So Kyrie is a part-timer as of now, but he's in protocols, so likely won't play the 23rd. Remains to be seen, though. All right, so we got one trade. Give us your trade ideas. We'll discuss them. We'll tell you why they're good or bad. That's the plan. We'll just take your questions, and this will be a chat-oriented stream for the final, 15 minutes of this thing.
Go Blazers 05 says, CJ, Nurk, Rocco out, Sabonis, Simmons in. That's nowhere near enough to get both of them.
Yeah, how do you propose about doing that?
We probably don't have the assets. Well, right now we probably don't have the assets to get either one, let alone both of them. So, yes, that would be really tough.
Also, 2 non-shooters. I don't know how I feel about that. Because that's the thing, you're going to start Nas at the 3 with Simmons at the 4 and Sabonis at the 5? Sabonis and Simmons don't make sense to get both of them. Because, one of the biggest good things about Sabonis is he can pass, right? He's a big man who can pass, can play I think he's more of a 5 than a 4, and he's a good passing 5. If you bring in Simmons and you got Dame, you don't need Sabonis's passing, right? It's not as helpful to the team because you got Simmons and you got Dame. So, I'd rather have Turner next to Simmons than Sabonis. Because Turner can space the floor, and I don't like the idea of having 3 non-shooters in the starting lineup. Because that's the thing. Chris says, I love Nas, but he shouldn't be a starter just yet. Yeah, but that's the thing. If you trade CJ, Nurkic, and Rocco for, Sabonis and Simmons, who's starting at the 3? Or do you keep going with the 3 guards? Do you start Ant at the 2 and Norm at the 3?
Delayed for what reason? 76ers Celtics delayed?
Delayed, huh? Why would it get delayed? Everybody was seemingly good to go. Due to evacuation alert at TD Garden. What is an evacuation alert?
I don't know.
It doesn't sound...
Hopefully it's just a precaution.
Evacuation alert.
And it could be someone called in a threat or something. Or a pipe burst.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
So is it going to be played today? Do I need to switch my double down?
Just pick a different double down just in case, real quick.
Okay, if that game gets
played,
canceled,
we'll keep it. If it's canceled, yeah.
If that game gets canceled, I will.
What? Says the delay's over already, but you might want to pick one. Just
what a delay! They just evacuated the whole stadium and brought them back in 5 minutes. Nice. I mean, I would go with. Dude, I don't even know. I don't want to double down on any of these other games. That's why I didn't double down on them.
Well, you might have.
I'd go with Chicago.
Okay. They just tipped, it looks like. So, remember what? Didn't we have that? Was it at here or something? Somewhere else where there was a leak in a pipe, but it was over the floor, so it was too slick to play or something.
Yeah, there was something like that. I don't think it was over. I think what you're thinking of that was over the floor, wasn't that the ice or something below the floor?
Maybe.
You're thinking of a game, I think it was in Charlotte, and they had Disney on ice or something.
I thought oh yeah, but it was against us and they had to redo it.
Yeah, it was in So, anyway, all right. Let's go back to chat. Aeromancer has a trade. Portland receives Nerlens Noel, Pascal Siakam. Toronto receives Evan Fournier, Yusuf Nurkic, Kemba Walker, a Portland first and a New York Knicks first. The Knicks get CJ McCollum and Chris Boucher. That's not enough for Toronto.
Not even in the ballpark, I don't think.
Yeah, that's basically the only assets they care about in that trade would be the first round picks, and 2 firsts for Siakam is not enough. especially once you
if they're getting
throw in
Fournier, yeah.
Yeah, like, and Fournier is probably a negative contract. So 2 firsts, when they have to take back Fournier, for Siakam is nowhere near enough, and then they're also throwing in Chris Boucher. So
yeah, even though Boucher hasn't been good this year, they're not just going to throw him in a trade like this.
He says, but Nurk, the problem is Nurkic isn't expiring. So a team like Toronto is not gonna like value that a whole lot because there's like a huge risk that he could leave and play somewhere else, right? I think he would enjoy playing in Toronto, but you're not gonna downgrade talent for a rental as well as ship out Boucher and only get back 2 firsts as well as a bad contract in Fournier.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, now if they were getting 2 firsts and Miles Turner, then maybe you have something.
Mm-hmm.
But Miles Turner's under contract for a couple of years and a better fit there than Nurkic. So, yeah. They wouldn't do that.
It's not about whether they can re-sign him or not, Aeromancer. It's that Nurk could walk and there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah, it's a risk versus reward thing, and the risk is too high for them to really value the potential reward. So, I mean, I think New York... Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem with any CJ to New York stuff. If they continue to struggle, it's not likely that New York is going to trade multiple firsts for CJ. New York right now is 13-17. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their defense has fallen off a cliff, right? So, like, where New York was this offseason, CJ made sense. Oh, they catapulted themselves into a top 5 defense. They need that score. They need that guard score. They brought in Kemba Walker thinking maybe it can be Kemba. Obviously, it hasn't been Kemba. But the problem is now their defense has fallen off a cliff, and they're not good right now. They just lost by 7 to the Celtics. They beat the Rockets, but before that, lost by 9 to the Warriors, lost by 15 to the Bucks, lost by 3 to the Raptors, lost by 20 to the Pacers. They've been losing a lot of games. They started pretty hot, actually, and have just been losing.
Well, the only thing I'll say to that is the Knicks are in a situation where they're absolutely not going to tank those. So they want to win, and if they can get rid of the bad contracts they signed and only have to give up first that aren't theirs necessarily, or a protected first of theirs, it doesn't really hurt them long term.
It depends on where they are at the deadline. If they are 20-40 or something, I mean, it's probably not going to be that drastic. But like if they're doing really, really bad, they're probably not trading for CJ.
Yeah, probably not. But they also, in my mind, are thinking about the following year with still having Fournier and Kemba. So if they can get out of those contracts and get a player that helps them in the future, it might not just be about this season.
They would just do that in the offseason, though. They wouldn't bring in a player that would take them from like maybe having a top 5 pick to like
it could
the
be
9th
that CJ's not available now. But I don't know.
I mean, like if they had to, if we're going to trade CJ elsewhere, but it's not like we have a lot of options. So that's what I'm saying. Like, never rule anything out. Just like it depends on if they keep losing, it's far less likely of an option. Like I could see them not even entertaining the idea of CJ if they're really struggling. So, and that's the thing. Like if CJ was like a can't miss guy, if CJ was like 25, sure. But like a guy like CJ who has questioned, like his value across the league is kind of questionable, and there's not a lot of teams that would maybe give up a lot for him. I don't know. It's not like it's a can't miss guy. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like that's why it just depends on how their season plays out. I think like we have to wait and see if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think they're, in my mind, they're one of the teams that aren't like that though. They're not a wait and see team.
Okay.
Okay. I just disagree.
Okay. We'll see. I don't know. I disagree. Yeah. Knicks want Dame. Knicks aren't getting Dame. CJ for Tobias makes no sense. I don't want Tobias Harris on this team. Go look at Romp 2.0's latest video. What'd you say?
Worst contract.
Tobias' worst contract, just as selfish, if not more so than CJ. A ball stopper to the max. Like, Tobias, he's not a good defender. I don't want Tobias. Tobias doesn't fix anything. We just have one less guy that can create shots for others. And Tobias, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, agreed. Antonio says Rocco in a second for Doug McDermott, so we want to get even worse defensively.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make any sense.
Davis Bertans is a hell no to me. Bertans been horrible this year, is on a bad contract for like another 4 years. He got paid and his production fell off a cliff. He's shooting 33% from the field and 30% from three. He has fallen, like he's on the edge of falling out of the rotation, dude. Kyle Kuzma has looked a lot better than him. That's how you know it's bad. And Bertans is a bad defender too, so Bertans, like there's nothing that Bertans does better right now than Rocco. Believe it or not.
Would you rather have Bertans or Evan Fournier?
I'd rather have Evan Fournier easily.
Right.
Easily rather have Evan Fournier.
Yeah.
Like Antonio says, Torrey wanted shooting, but the problem is he's shooting 30% from three. Like he's last year he shot 39.5, but Rocco shot like 38, right? So like Rocco's having a down year shooting the ball, but Bertans is more so. Like it doesn't make sense. Bertans not shooting the ball well at all. So I get the idea there, but I don't want Bertans. Evan Fournier isn't anywhere near as bad as Bertans this year.
Yeah, his contract's just gross.
Yeah, but Bertans is like the same exact contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Evan Fournier, like Bertans is like strictly a 4-2. Mm-hmm. Evan Fournier, you can play it like the 2 and the 3. I think Evan Fournier is a little better defensively. I think Evan Fournier is pretty like defensively, like average, mediocre. Bertans is worse than that. So yeah, I'd take Fournier over Bertans in a heartbeat.
Spencer suggested CJ for Harrison Barnes and Marvin Bagley in a first. The Kings do not want CJ.
They have a bunch of guards.
They are trying to get rid of their guards, not get rid of 2 forwards for another guard.
Yeah, their guards are literally De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Davion Mitchell, and Tyrese Halliburton. They don't need to add a 5th guard to that mix and trade out one of their starting forwards. So
I actually wouldn't mind Montrezl Harrell Isaac, but he's played really well this year, so I don't think we have what they are looking for. I don't know.
They would have to lose a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They would have to lose a lot and decide to hit the blow it up button. And if it would take them losing a lot and then Bradley Beal asking out most likely. So yeah, I'd be interested in Harold too. The thing is though is like I don't know, man. I don't know about Harold next to Nance.
Mm-hmm.
I'd almost rather get a Boucher. Like somebody that can play the 4 or the 5, so defensively can play, some 5, but then offensively can space the floor.
You can't space the floor this year.
I mean, this year, no. But he can defend. 21% this year, yeah. I mean, but he's 38. That's the thing. Like, a player in that mold would be a much better fit next to Nance. And that's the thing. With how he's shooting right now, he's probably a lot more gettable.
That's the problem too. Nance hasn't been shooting well either. The 3 at least.
But that's what I'm saying, man. I don't like having 2 non-threats of shooters on the court at the same time. I always want at least 4 shooters on the court and 2 guys that can create shots for themselves and others.
But if Nance is the starting 4 moving forward and Harrell's off the bench,
yeah,
kind of counters that a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Nance as the starting power forward, because he just hasn't shot well enough. He and Nurkic. If Nurkic was able to shoot 36% from 3 or something like that consistently on volume, okay. If Nance could shoot like he did last year, okay. The problem is both those guys are just non-factors at the 3-point line. They can't space the court. So it's just, I think you've seen things just be a lot more clogged, right? Like, I think you've seen defenders leave guys like that, and especially with Nas at the 3. It's better with the 3-guard lineup. It's better to play Nance with Nurkic, but when you have Nas in the game as well, it's just not enough shooting. Montrezl Harrell is not looked at as a good defender. He kind of struggles in the playoffs. Not the best pick-and-roll defender, and he's undersized. He tries. He's an energy guy, but like doesn't have the physical tools to be a good defender. Did Gafford get extended? I don't know. He might have. I would say Harrell's probably... I don't know. Like, I don't think Harrell's an upgrade over Zeller defensively, and Zeller struggled this year. Christian Wood, I don't want to try and trade for Christian Wood. He doesn't help us out defensively, and it'd take a ton of assets to get him. And he's better at the 5, so you're talking about trading Nurkic out, who's a better defender than him. Like, yeah, Christian was a better player, but something that downgrades us defensively that we'd have to give up assets to do so is just not... It's a non-starter for me. Antonio, the Wizards aren't trading Rui for Rocco into second. They value Rui more than that as a young guy with a lot of upside. You'd have to do like Rocco and Nas or Rocco and Simons. And even then, I don't know if they'd do it, and I wouldn't want to do it. It's not that Rui isn't happy in Washington. He was going through some like personal things, supposedly.
Sorry, I had to take a phone call.
You're fine. I'd like to have Turner, so maybe Nurkic plus picks. Doubtful Indiana would even want Nurk, or the price tag will be too high for us. You'd have to trade Nurkic to a third team that wanted him and get assets from that team to flip to Indiana. But, like, do we really want to go all in on trading Nurkic for Turner? That doesn't get us...
I don't think it raises our ceiling that much.
There's not enough risk there. You know what I mean? Like, you got to take a risk, because normally when you take a risk, there will be more of a reward, right? Like, they need a high risk, high reward type guy, not like a safe little upgrade like a Turner. Now, if you somehow traded like CJ in minimal assets for Simmons, then yes, I would try harder to trade Nurkic for Turner, because I think Turner's a better fit next to Simmons. Obviously, Simmons can't shoot. Nurkic isn't a shooter. You could get Turner shooting in there, and then Turner, I think, is a better rim protector than Nurkic. He's leading the league in blocks for the second straight year. So if you could have like maybe the best, what some people call the best point of attack defender in the league, and then what some people call the best rim protector in the league outside of Gobert, then it's interesting. They coexist offensively, so I'd like Turner if we get Simmons, but I don't even think we'd have the assets left to get Turner if we got Simmons, so that's the problem.
I don't even think we have the assets to get Simmons right now.
CJ McCollum and Nasir Little with 2 top 7 protected first-round picks to New Orleans for Brandon Ingram. I think you'd have to trade CJ to a third team and get assets, because New Orleans wouldn't like CJ.
I've actually heard they would, but that's stupid.
I mean, they would probably want to add him to Zion and Ingram next year once Zion figures his weight out or something. But
I'm not an Ingram fan, so I'll just put that out there. But we'd have to make trades and basically we'd have to give... It'd be really hard to do 2 protected first-round picks in addition to clearing the protections of the other one, so we'd almost have to do 3 unprotected if you include our Chicago one, which would have to be unprotected. So, or like 2 unprotected and a protected one in the future. So that's way too much for Ingram, I think.
I think Ingram's fine. I think I would rather have Ingram than CJ.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you had the choice, sure, but
if you're talking about Nas and 2 firsts, I probably don't do it. But I feel like Ingram's going to be the guy we trade CJ for. And that's my gut feeling. Like, we barely talk about him, but like, New Orleans is going to say, you know what, screw it. we're trading him. We suck. And it'll be a 3-team deal. We'll send CJ somewhere, and they'll send assets to New Orleans, and we'll get Ingram or something like that. I mean, Ingram's averaging 23 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, and 4.9 assists per game in almost 36 minutes a game. He's shooting about 50... No, he's shooting 48% from 2. He's been above 50% the 3 years prior. Shooting 36% from 3. The thing is, Ingram gets to the free throw line more than CJ. He's averaged above 5 free throw attempts per game the last 4 years. He's currently averaging 5.4 free throw attempts per game, shooting at 82%, so better free throw shooter than CJ. True shooting percentage for Ingram, though, is not... It's not pretty. It's 54%. So he hasn't been efficient this year. Last year it was 58, which is solid efficiency. For a guy who scores on the volume he does. He just like 70, almost 75% of his shots are 2s. Let me get the exact number. 74% of his shots are 2s, and he's not efficient from 2. At least this year. So he doesn't shoot 3s at the same volume CJ does. So I don't know how that'd work, but obviously he's 6'8", so it would be a better fit moving Norm down to the 2, supposedly.
Go Blazers 05 says, hear me out, Ingram and Miles Turner. Again, just like your last thing, how are you supposed to give the assets needed to get an Ingram, but then also still have the assets to get Turner? I mean, this isn't 2K. Come on.
Yeah.
But the only thing I'll say about Ingram is trying to put this as nice as possible. You know how we're a dumb team?
Yeah.
I want to be a smarter team. Trading for Ingram makes us even dumber, and I don't like that. That's why I don't like it.
What does he do that's dumb?
He's just... he drives me crazy. He has such a low basketball IQ. Like, his stats look fine, and he makes plays and can do all this stuff. He's obviously super talented, but he just does, like, boneheaded stuff on the court.
Yeah. I feel like that's what people would say about CJ outside looking into.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I wouldn't deny that, but yeah.
Zach says, hear me out. Ingram and Sabonis and Tobias Harris. Oh, man. Hear me out, Giannis. Okay, guys. Well, I think this is about it for this stream, since it is officially gone off the rails with the Giannis stuff. Could we flip Ingram to the Raptors for Spicy P? I mean, maybe, but like,
they have
we'd
a
have to
logjam
trade
at forward if they'd be trading Siakam to clear that logjam. I don't even think.
I think Ingram would fit better than Siakam there, though. Just better shooter.
Ingram, OG, and Scotty Barnes are all basically the same position, so
yeah, but
they're all small forwards. And
the problem with Siakam is, like, OG is obviously a 20-point per game scorer now. Scotty Barnes has, like, legit point forward potential, and Siakam isn't the best shooter. And, like, his strength is having the ball in his hands, and I think Ingram's not great playing off the ball, but I think Ingram's a little better playing off the ball. So, and he's younger, right? Isn't he still younger? He's been in the league for a minute, but yeah, Ingram's 24, so he kind of fits the timeline a little bit more. So that's why I say maybe they would want Ingram instead of Siakam. It's hard to say, though.
Definitive one, you're just making that up. Come on, man.
Yeah, what are you basing that off of? Why?
And here's why you're wrong. I've said this before. You must have missed it. Cronin has to do something. He has no chance of keeping the job if he does nothing. So if he wants to be our GM, which all indications are, he has to make a trade by the trade deadline, and it has to work out. Otherwise, he's gone. He's being replaced. And he might not ever get an opportunity to be a GM ever again. He might just be a career assistant GM or whatever. But that's a lot more likely that he makes a big move or risky move than no move at all, in my opinion.
Olshey didn't make a move because he wanted to keep his job and didn't want to take a risk that would look bad and potentially get him fired, right? Completely different situation with Cronin.
I mean, what does he have to lose? Yeah, he has nothing to lose by making a big trade.
Yeah, I just don't see... Like, I've seen a couple of people say that, and I just don't see what it's based on. I don't see where the basis is for that opinion. Anyway, we'll be live again tomorrow night with the post-game show.
Sean says Jonathan Isaac and Fultz for CJ. Why would the Magic want CJ? You got to think about the other team.
Think about this. Orlando. What is Orlando's record? Let's go to ESPN.com.
6-24 or something.
Let's go to ESPN.com. NBA standings. The Magic are 6-25. Okay, so you look at their team. Oh, they got a lot of young talent, right? So they're rebuilding. Why would a rebuilding team want to trade their young talent for CJ McCollum, for a 30-year-old CJ?
And they would still have Cole Anthony and RJ Hampton and other guards that if they traded Fultz.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I mean, shoot, if they want CJ, let's go get Jalen Suggs and Jonathan Isaac. Would love it, but they don't. I'd love to get my guy Jalen Suggs, and then we tank, and then we get Chet Holmgren and reunite them, and we're just, Gonzaga 2.0 NBA version.
And I know you were kidding, Spencer, but Cronin was here way before Olshey was, so he's not an Olshey crony. He wasn't hired by Olshey. He wasn't an Olshey disciple.
Wait, that means Cronin made it so Olshey wouldn't make a move, so.
Yeah.
Anyway. Trevin says reunite them. Chet Holmgren and Jalen Suggs played high school basketball together. Obviously, not Chet Holmgren's senior year because Jalen Suggs was in college, but they went to the same high school in Minnesota.
Ouch.
What?
I'm not going to point it out. I can't delete it because you can still see it. So
delete what? Who?
Nothing. If you don't see it, that's all good.
No, now I'm going to absolutely find it.
Jack, is it I'll see you in 5. No.
I don't get it.
I can't put you in timeout, Jackson, so I would preemptively do it, but... Oh, it's all good. No, he didn't say anything.
So you want to choke in the championship? I don't get it.
Okay. Cool.
Bruh, this is gonna annoy me. What does that mean? So you want to choke in the championship? I don't get it. What does that mean?
Oh, man. If you don't get it, it's better for you not to get it.
So, what were we talking about? I hate you. I hate you, Jackson. Get the hell out of here.
You didn't even know what you hated him for.
I just forgot what we were talking about. Now, at least we could make it to a freaking championship. Jackson, I don't even think Jackson's a fan of college teams, man. I don't know what he's a fan of.
No, he's an Oregon fan.
Oh, yeah. An Oregon fan making fun of teams choking in the championship. That's ironic.
Ducks lost twice in the championship in football.
Yeah, so you guys are literally the Gonzaga of football, so... Anyway. Bye, Jackson. He said, I'll see you in 5, but we're not going to be streaming in 5. Anyway, anything else you want to say for the stream, Eric?
Thanks, everyone, for watching. Have a good night. Hopefully we're talking to you tomorrow after the Blazers' 3rd straight victory.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Hopefully Dame can go. He's questionable. We will see. Have a good rest of your Monday. We will see you after the game tomorrow. Until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.